Hi, lovelies. Welcome back. Please excuse my voice. I'm sure it's going to be going like off and on. I've been having a cold. If you're in Canada, I'm sure you can relate. Like these children just go to school, come back with a cold, and it's a lot of back and forth. One minute you're okay, the next minute you're feeling worse again. Sore throat, cold. This fall winter period, goodness, it's terrible. But I'm taking medications. So this period is always like very in between, if you know what I mean, flu and everything like that. But thankfully, I am getting better. I can do a video, but I don't want to like wait and say, oh, I'm not going to be doing anything. Work goes on, right? So just excuse my voice. So, quick one, we're going to be watching a video talking about schools. The essence of this video is to talk about schools in Canada. There are people in this situation who might find themselves in this situation. I dropped a comment when I saw this on a particular blog, Nigerians in Canada. I'll be tagging them because that is where I got the video from. I dropped my comments, but other people also commented as well. And I would like to share what I think about this particular subject matter so that in case you're in Canada and you find yourself in this situation, you will know the right things to do. There's no right or wrong anything to do. It's just like you managing the situation. So let's watch this video. This person is a new immigrant and she was faced with certain things in a toddler school, a child school, a child in junior kindergarten for that matter. So let's watch the video.
Please, I need your help. So I have my son is in JK, and I've been getting lots of mails about behaviors in school and about him not. Maybe when they tell him to sit, he still wants to play around. He's crying when they take the toys from him, or when they don't want him to play with a particular toy. They want him to do this, and he'll be crying. They'll say he's walking around. Like the mails and complaints are so much, and I'm so frustrated. Like every time, back to back mails. Like when you read this one, you will understand. Say our Nigerian teachers say, no,
Yeah.
they're too much. I beg, they're too much because I know if you imagine saying that these things that they deal with when nobody they call us back to back or send us me back to back. This one now back to back. Like I don't really know what to do. Mamas abroad, if you've ever been in this situation of receiving mails back to back about complaints that maybe your child is playing too much in class, he's not listening to them. When they tell him to sit, he will not sit. He wrote on the desk and not on his paper. Those kind of complaints. Please help me. Let me know what you did to help the situation so that I will try and do that too if that will help my situation because I'm very frustrated and very tired. I don't know what else to do. I've removed the screen time from his from him. Like I've taken off screen time totally. He doesn't watch TV anymore. But that hasn't helped. You get me? That hasn't helped. So please, if you've ever been in this situation and there is something that you did to help the situation or for your child to easily transition into the school system here, please help me. Let me know.
Okay, so that's the video right there. Before I see anything, I'll be reading comments that I saw on the page. So let's go through the comments together before I see anything. This topic is a very interesting one. MOTDB Gossiper said, most important thing is to start making your child eat healthy and stop junk foods like juice, candy, chips, and all. Make him transition to healthy snacks like grapes, watermelon, cantaloupe, carrots. Try to change activities with your child at home, see how he or she reacts, and help him manage his reaction. Let them know big emotions are not allowed. If you go for assessment without putting in effort yourself, you're just putting money in the doctor's pocket because they don't have magic to help him. Create feasible routine for him or her that will help them with transitioning to new activity. Buy storage bins in the house where they can keep their stuff. That will help them to learn organization. Help them understand the different emotions and how to manage them: sad, mad, happy, hurt. The school is not crazy for sending letters. Those letters are for you to be aware of your kids' behavior in school. Ignore any grammatical errors. That's from this person, Love and Lights. Another person said, this is what to do. At least what I did, I sent them a letter letting them know my child started with them at 1 year as a clean slate and spends most of our waking hours with them. Also letting them know whatever the child picked up, we are mutually responsible. I also asked them if they are saying they are unable to mold my child together with me to get my child to become useful to the society. The letter stopped coming. This was from Milana Kid. Somebody sent another comment, Ajawo 2002 numbers basically. You need help to raise your kids. Okay, nah, till they ban your kids from all public schools, your eyes go clear. Of course, they were comments to that comment because, goodness, I didn't even expect that. Flexibility Duru said, I commented, my son started preschool in September and the back-to-back mails and calls were frustrating that I almost wanted to pull him out, but it gets better with time. He goes to a daycare where he's the only black kid, and of course, our kids have this energy that you can only find amongst blacks. So you have to let them know because my husband and I had meetings with the director, letting her know he's new to daycare and is obviously a black kid with a different cultural background and so much energy. Them no want make I bring, I can't remember into the matter, but I know what this person is trying to say. So them done, she's speaking vernacular now. The calls ain't frequent anymore, and I get good reports now that they have learned how to handle him and make him calm. So there are a lot of comments like that. Somebody else said, Hickler's closet, sending you hugs. This was me for a long time until things started getting better 3 months ago. From my understanding, kids are kids and they will always do kids things, things that helped to improve the situation. I do a lot of talking with my child before drop off and after pick up and at home. Most importantly for me as a Christian, I pray about those behaviors I don't want in my child's life again. Enroll them in a private Christian school, which helped a bit. I pray God gives you the strength and wisdom to go through this phase of your life. I don't want to go on and on reading comments because it's basically like the same thing, but I've never shared this before, at least never openly. What this lady is talking about, I experienced this firsthand, and it was people that are around me in Canada. They know, my closest friends, my landlady, who even like recommended the school to us because I was at my teacher hooks and I didn't even know what to do. It was like frustrating. I was like, it's like I'll go back to Nigeria. Because guys, that's why I even said let me talk about this. Because immediately I saw this lady's video, I didn't see it immediately. So I dropped my comments like 2 days after, but I hope she sees it. But thankfully, a lot of people also came to our rescue and they commented respectfully, and I like the comments. Guys, if you've not experienced this in Canada, I am telling you that you might experience it, especially if you have a toddler, a preschooler, someone that is going to junior kindergarten, that kind of thing. The same exact thing happened to my child. My son, as at that time, was 4 year old. My second son, my older son was quite okay in school. There were no complaints or anything. But my second son, guys, it was the same thing. He's climbing the table, he's going under the table. The teacher will call me to rant. They will call me, and I was not even driving then. They'll call me to come pick him from school that they can't manage him anymore. My heart was always breaking. Like I was always crying, like, why are they like neglecting my child? Why are they doing this to my child? This was not the sweet boy that I brought from Nigeria. Like it was just so new to me. I couldn't relate because I didn't even understand what was going on. They would do videos of him. They would leave him all by himself. Other kids were playing. They would just leave him, that kind of thing. Like he was always very violent. He was not like taking his turns in class. Like, there were about 30 in the class, and that he couldn't wait to take his turns. He wants to talk above every other person. So there were incessant like excuses, complaints. Every single day came with a different thing entirely. I was frustrated. Like, I was tired. When they are doing school assemblies, they will call me to come and pick him because he's not fit to stay in the school assembly, or he was not fit. Like, those kind of words were getting to me, and I was like, what is going on? They even told me to take him to the hospital to have him tested for ADHD. There was nothing I did not hear. Ah, goodness. It was a very trying period for me because we are new to the country. Everybody was new. Thank God for the principal. And let me chip this in to say that the parents that commented a private school for the child, they know what they are doing. At some point, I wanted a private school. I'm not even ruling that out yet because I'm like, I don't know whether that will be the final solution. But a lot of people said, well, it might be better because public schools and Catholic schools are almost the same thing. That I should also look at things from the teacher's point of view. Most of the time, these teachers have like a lot of students. We are plenty now in Canada. They have a lot of students in their classes, and so if they are not used to the students conforming, like, because this is how they regulate those children: sit, they sit; stand, they stand; play, they play. So if they have a child that is countering all that, that is making them do double work, they will fire back. So at first, I was really angry. I was like frustrated, angry. I was like, what is really going on here? I felt like, why are they picking out my child? Why are they picking on him and all that? Well, after some time, I spoke with several people, and they're like, okay, even though it might be exaggerated, but there's no smoke without fire. If your son is not doing anything, they will not pick him out. It might be exaggerated to us where we are coming from. It's nothing. It's them children being children. My mother-in-law will even say, I don't want a dull child, though. Let them play. Do you understand? We are coming from Africa whereby you are not angry, but your voice can be loud. You don't mean harm, but you are using your fingers to play with somebody else. They don't condone all those kind of behaviors here. I have to tell my children, and I have boys. We all know how boys can be. Girls and boys at the same time, but boys can be a little bit more. Do you understand? So that happened in my own case as well. So I can relate 100%. I don't even think these are emails and everything. For me, they're telling me to come pick my child. Like, okay, they never even regulated it for me. I take him, he goes to school by 9. By 12, I have to pick him. Then we're not even driving. I remember then, as in, like, if I missed, there was the day I was running to catch the bus because I didn't want to be late to picking him. If I'm late, the way they would just look at me like, what's wrong with you? That kind of thing. I didn't want all that. So whatever I am doing at that time, I have to run to the school to go and pick him. Days that I have appointments and I know that I can't meet up for 12, he stays with me at home. So you can imagine it was really rough for someone that was just coming into junior kindergarten at that particular time. Days he's in school, some days he's not in school. There was a day I went to pick him and he was outside, and you're like, okay, whenever they are playing outside, there's this fence that is always trying to climb. We can't just keep him, all those kind of things. And he told me to come pick him. I went, I picked him. My son was crying, like, Mommy, why am I not going to school? His friends were not like, bye bye, Dari. He was weeping. Both of us were weeping as we were walking down. And I was like, I would never take my son to that school again. I'm not typically the kind of person that will go shout, retort, and all that. But after some time, people now spoke with me and said, Tommy, you have to meet them halfway. Don't just take everything they are giving you hook, line, and sinker. Yes, you will work on your son, but let them also understand that you're coming from a different environment, that you try everything within your power to make sure that it conforms, his behavior is okay and all that, and just do everything you can do. So I told them, I was like, that is it. Thankfully, the principal could understand, and it was a lot more warmer than maybe some other people. He would just tell me that, okay, let's do this way. He would just call me like, I know, Mrs. Adenuga, your boy is such a sweet boy. And my son is sweet. He's like the sweetest. I'm not saying this because I am saying this. People that are very, very, very close to me who have come in contact with my son can testify. He's the one giving you warm hugs. He's the one like hyping you. Mommy, you look beautiful. Like, my son behaves not like a child. He behaves like well ahead of his like his age and all that. He gives you words of affirmation. I mean, we always tell him that, Dari, your wife will enjoy. Like, he does things that a child could not do. So I was like, why don't you look at these positives of this child? I'm not saying I won't work on this thing, but let us meet halfway. Work with me here. I was prepared. So everything they told me to do, I was doing everything. But at the same time, I was like, cut him some slack, please. I know where we are coming from. We are not used to this thing. You might not be good in organizing. You might not be good when he's playing with other people. You might look at him as like violent and rough, but just talk to him. I would talk to him as well. And that was what we did. The teacher at first, she was not having it. And I understood her frustration as well. Catering and working with 30 something children is not easy. People like us, we have like two, three children, and we know how. I just hope this microphone is working. And we know how daunting it can be. So I kind of like try to look at things from their own point of view as well. My friend also suggested me. So thankfully, we came in April. They were in school for May, June. By July, by end of June, they were out of school for the summer break. Someone else suggested that I take him to like a summer school, like he will learn how to play with other kids. He will do all that. I told the tutor then that okay, this was what I was facing. She was like, this boy is a sweet kid, that they only just need to give him some time. Most time is just some time. Just monitor. And she told me that please don't take him to the hospital to have him tested. You might test him, but don't place him under medication. Don't place him under drugs. I don't think this boy has ADHD, that you might actually be making it worse if you are treating him for something that is not supposed to be treated for. So that lady helped, that summer school helped. We were paying, I think I was paying like maybe $70 per day as at that time. And you can imagine we just coming into the country. I was not prepared for that, but I was prepared to do almost anything. We'll take him out like to play with some other people, like people of his peers, his age mates, telling him that okay, this is how to behave with people. You don't just take things without permission. When you play with your toys, make sure that you clean up after yourself. It was not used to all that from Nigeria. So I understood where they were also coming from. When they see the child as like violent, is not tidying up when they're supposed to tidy up, they just don't want to have it. Most times, they just don't like are patient enough to let those children know. It depends on the teacher too as well. So we did that for summer school, and by the time I went into senior kindergarten in September, oh my goodness, this new teacher was like, I know, that kind of like when I was trying to explain, or we all knew the antecedents. She was like, I know Dari, I know this and that. I was like, okay, what do you want me to do? Mrs. So and so. She's like, don't worry, I know what to do. So it also depends on the teacher. There were a little bit of complaints here and there, but many things that, so it's just like the way you have your home and all that. When you have somebody with you, today you might complain, tomorrow you might complain. Sometimes you might overlook some things. That person might even grow up or mature in one way or the other. So I think that was what the teacher was trying to do. Instead of us, so she also met me like halfway. Things that she felt were beyond her control, she'll report to me. But things that she felt like, okay, if I talk to this boy, he would listen. She won't tell me about it. Maybe when we meet for like teacher barbecue and parents, all that, you might just tell like, okay, I observe this and that. Just try to make him do this and that. From like daily complaints, it became like maybe once a month, which was a great, it was a great miracle. And like somebody also said, I also prayed about it. I am a Christian, by the way, and there's nothing that God cannot handle. Absolutely nothing. I also prayed about it. It was like there was nobody I didn't tell. My mom, everybody, my husband, we were all in it together. Everybody was in it together. Like it might look like a small thing, but it's really a big deal. I really hope that new immigrants do not get to face this, but I know that I am not also alone in this. So when I was telling people and I was sharing my experience, people were like, "Oh, I get it. Why are you bothering yourself? That's what they really do." I was like, that's I was taking it to heart. You're like, no, it's not as if you don't take it to heart. It's not like as if you don't tell your child to do this and that, but that don't take it, don't dwell on it too much. That your child will not be the first to have this kind of complaint, and it will not even be the last. So you might be coming into Canada. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to prepare you so that in case this kind of thing happens, refer back to my story. I did not hear it happened to me. This happened to me. People that are very close to me know what happened. Like when people see my son, everybody's like, "Oh my goodness!" Like Daria has changed. Daria has improved. I also didn't want to make them say, "Oh, my son is a saint. It's so is that and all that." Let's meet halfway. That's what I just told them. So you work on it. Let everybody work on it. Let everybody's hands will be on deck. Whenever my mom was around as well, we all did everything we could do, restrict screen time, if it is sugar, whatever we could do, everybody was involved. Whatever their dad could also do, everybody was involved. So it's not just one person's thing to do. Even the school has their part to play. That's what everybody was telling me. Let the school also play its own part. Unfortunately, they might be overwhelmed and all that, which yeah, reasonably so. I understand all that. But if this happens to you, if this has happened to you, don't worry, it will pass. In fact, now the first time they scribbled a letter to me, like I kept it too. I said I will show this boy when he's old. Like I never faced anything like this in Nigeria. To come to Canada to come and face it was a totally new thing for me. But I'm so grateful for where we are right now. And yeah, to this person's video, immediately I saw that video, I knew I had to talk about this. So don't fret if you're coming into Canada and you're watching this video, even if you're in Canada and this has happened to you, please let me know your experience, how you were able to sort it, what you did. Probably it might be your experience or someone else's experience. Please let me know more details in the comment section. I'll come around your way again next time with subsequent videos. Stay beautiful. Bye.